Rachel, on your end, you've already covered or told us a lot about your business model in the presentation, but maybe if you could elaborate a little bit more about the kind of relationship that you're having, because you decided down the road to introduce the farm to table concept, so you're not just a winery. So how is it, and what kind of relationships do you have with your customers and clients in general?
Yeah, so when we first started the business, we released our first products under the Lightfoot and Wolfville brand in 2015, and that was at the local farmers markets and one private wine store in Halifax called Bishop's Cellar. So our business model has changed and evolved quite a bit over the years. Wine is a product that takes a really long time, from conception, planting to market. So a bit of that was the natural sort of evolution of the business, maturing over the different years. But in the early years, as we were looking at, what business model made sense for us as a winery, we looked at our site, our home farm, and we realized that it had some natural kind of advantages, I guess, as it will for a direct to consumer model of winery. So one that, welcomes visitors to the tasting room. The location being one of those, we are kind of ideally located within the close proximity to the town. We also have a beautiful view that we've always enjoyed, but we thought that others might enjoy as well. So, expanding that was certainly, part of the thinking. And we really believed in and still believe in agritourism as a way to grow rural Nova Scotia. We live in a small town. I am 33 this year, and growing up, I didn't always know if I'd be able to sustain a livelihood here, have a career here because it's small and there aren't always ample opportunities in some of these more rural areas. So we were really excited about the opportunity of building something that would add jobs to that local economy. And that was sort of philosophically the reason, behind the decision to embrace a fairly robust direct-to-consumer model. We certainly weren't restaurateurs, which was a big learning curve for us. That's a whole other, realm. And luckily, we have expanded our team, and we have people with expertise and experience in these fields that have been instrumental in doing that successfully. But yeah, it was really that paired with the thought that philosophically we look at wine sort of as food, and our wines, especially coming from a cool climate, they're naturally really high acidity wines. So they pair quite well with food, and we believe that's the best way to showcase them alongside ingredients from the region, highlighting what we can do here well in season ingredients wise from our own farm as well as other local farms. So that was a really driving force behind the model. Now it has changed. When we first opened here in 2017, we sold the majority of our product for the next subsequent few years through our tasting room on site. And then COVID happened. And of course, people weren't able to come to wineries for a while. And so we had to really quickly pivot our business model. We were selling some wholesale at that time, but we were largely focused towards on-farm direct-to-consumer sales. Of course, online, we built the business online during those years. And nowadays, we have about a 40% direct-to-consumer, 60% wholesale. That's how our sales break down for 2023 fleshed out anyways. And like I said, it's sort of always evolving. So we'll see what 2024 brings for us. But these days, I love direct to consumer for all the same reasons that Sheena and Tanis have mentioned. There's no better way to build that relationship with your customer, to have that brand loyalty. There's no question in my mind that that's the best way to do that. But especially from the COVID years, I learned a new appreciation for having a bit of diversity, not having all your eggs in one basket, so to speak. And I think Sheena used the word resilience, which that is, a big focus for me. We're in a business that's very impacted by climate change, by weather, by Mother Nature. And so building in as much resilience wherever we can is kind of the name of the game for me looking to the future.